Hey, how y'all doing, man? God bless y'all. Hope y'all having a blessed day today. I just want to get on here and share my testimony with y'all, man. I've been fighting this. I've been fighting this from. Uh, I've been fighting this for about 2 years with the Lord, man. I'm not used to being on video. I'm not used to speaking like this, but He's really put it on my heart to do this, and so I'm just gonna go and do it, man. It was back in 2017. I was diagnosed with cancer. It's called mixed germ cell cancer. It's a combination of two cancer cells, two cancer cells in one together, combined. Um, and it's highly aggressive. But I got diagnosed with that in 2017. I decided to do my treatment in Maryland. I'm living in Texas. I live in Texas, and I was living in Texas then. But I decided to do my treatment in Maryland, where my family is, where the rest of my family is, or where my mom's side of the family is. And I decided to do my treatment over there where I have more support. You know, so I get over there and I start my chemo. I did the chemo, and it took away most of it, but not all of it. So I decided to. I agreed to do the surgery to take out the rest of it. Well, this is where it gets crazy. Um, I'll go in for the surgery. This is my second major surgery. So I know the process. So we go do it, and I wake up from surgery. I wake up in pain, but I'm thinking this. It's only been a few hours, and everything's good. And I wake up and I see my dad. I see my mom and dad, and they just have a look on their face like, you know, just they just have a look on them that's not what I expected. And they start slowly breaking down to me that I've been out for 6 days on life support and what happened. And I'm like, wow. I'm just laying there and just can't believe it that I'm even there. That I'm after what they're telling me. I'm thinking it's been a few hours and it's been 6 days and I've been out. Fighting for my life. You know, and well, so my dad breaks it down to me of all the complications and that I bled out on the surgical table. That they had to rush three vascular surgeons in to put grafts in me and to give me blood. They didn't think I was going to make it off. They went ahead and told my parents to call in the rest of the family to say goodbye because they didn't expect me to live off life support. And so every time my aunt sees me, she just walks around yelling in the hospital, "Miracle Man, Miracle Man." And I'm just like, oh, what is she talking about? But I didn't feel like a miracle, but I was. But man, well, I did 51 days in the hospital. Um, 51 days in the hospital. Three more months in the rehab, trying to learn how to walk again because they had to cut my legs. It's called fasciotomies, and cut these slits in my legs and both sides of my legs to relieve pressure. So my legs were just opened up like briskets. And but they want I have to learn how to walk again. And so it's 51 days in the hospital, 3 months in the rehab, and I get discharged, and now I'm having to deal with this new handicap and a new life that I don't even know how to first clue on how to deal with. And I decided to come back to Texas, to be closer to my children, and but I'm not in the same town with them, about 30 minutes away. But here, fellas, people. This next portion of my testimony is where my life changed, and Sorry. I came back to I came back to Texas about 2 months about about 2 months after getting out of the hospital. And I'm staying with a friend in a trailer park in Crockett, Texas. and it's about 30-40 minutes away from where my kids are. And a friend of mine, he went out to work. So it's just me at the house. And I know what the tumor feels like because I went through it before. When I had it at first, I didn't know what it was because I never experienced it before. But after experiencing it, I knew I had this pain again in my side where it was before. And this is only 2 months after all this, a year of fighting for my life. 2 years, 2 months go by, and I'm living in Texas, and I'm there at the house by myself, and I feel the tumor again. I know I've been having this cough, and I feel the tumor back. You can feel the tumor. It rubs against you just feel it's something else that's not supposed to be in there. And that's where it was. I found the end of myself. I was broken. I knew the tumor was there. I knew I couldn't go through the treatment again. I knew it. I don't know what other people go through in their cancer treatment or whatever, and I've heard people do it multiple times, but what I went through, I wasn't going to do it again. I couldn't. I was, if I had the cancer again, I was just going to live out the rest of my days. I wasn't going to go through the treatment again. So all my plans are gone, are done. I was broken. I'm just, after what I went through, and then come to find out that it's back, and it didn't even take long for it to come back. There's no way I could have mentally and physically gone through what I went through again. So I did what a lot of people do when they come to their wits' end. I'm talking about the end for me. It was my end. I didn't know what else to do. If you're facing chronic illness and you can't go through the treatment again, then what do you face? You're faced with death, and that's what I was facing. That's what I was facing was death, knowing that it was coming. And so man, I'm in this trailer park in East Texas by myself, pacing back and forth, and I'm crying out to the Lord, man, and I'm just saying, God, if you're real, and I wasn't crying for salvation. I thought I was already saved because I already did believe in Jesus. I already did believe that, He died on the cross and everything. So I'm thinking, I thought I was saved, but when it's real, when life and death becomes real to you, you start crying out to the Lord whether you believe in Him or not. And I cried out to Him. I say, God, if you're there, if you're real, that I just wanted to make it right with Him. I wasn't even asking for healing. I wasn't asking for salvation. I just I just said, Lord, if I'm gonna die, I want to be right with you. No, man. I remember after that little episode of crying out, I felt a little better. But it wasn't until that same night, and this is what's kept me from sharing my testimony on video. Because what happened next? What happened next? I wasn't expecting Jesus to show up in my room. I was just laying on my back in my bed. I had some music playing, and I was just crying. I was just broken. Because I knew I was going to die. And all my plans were done. And I cried out to him. Well, no, I already did that earlier. I was just laying there and I was just crying and worshiping. And then, but this is what's kept me from sharing my testimony, because I would think people wouldn't believe me, but it's to the point where it doesn't matter if people believe me or not, because this is what happened. It changed my life. And I seen Jesus in my room. He showed up in my room wearing a white robe, wearing a red sash. He had a big smile, big beautiful smile. He had a big beautiful smile. That's why I can't remember features of what he looked like. I just remember the smile. And then he spoke to me. What he said is not nothing you would think Jesus would say. It's like when you have an experience with God, all the questions and you think you would ask him are not the things that come up. I noticed a smile. And then what he said to me, I don't know why he said it. I don't know why he said that, but it just made me feel so good. It made me feel like even though God is God, he doesn't stand over you with an iron hammer. He wants to love you. He wants to be your friend. No. But what he said to me, this is what he said. I don't know why he said this. He said, I guess he noticed and I noticed his smile. And he said, I have a sense of humor too. Where do you think you got yours? And I don't know why that touches my heart so much. Sorry, get on here crying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that touched my heart so much, what he said, but it just made me feel good. It made me feel like he wasn't just out to get me for every sin. And while this is happening, there's another miracle happening. All right, I'm laying there on my back, y'all. I'm laying there on my bed, on my back. On the inside of my feet, I feel a warm sensation. Like just warm, good. And that warm, it honestly felt like honey or oil. And that warm sensation, and it was from the inside. And it started at my feet. And it worked its way all the way up through my body. All the way up through my body. And as that was happening, the Bible speaks about the perfect peace that passes all understanding. I had that peace. I had that perfect peace for a brief moment, for that time when I was feeling that warmth. I had a peace that nothing mattered. Nothing in the world had mattered. A perfect peace. I wish I could just stay there. And I felt that as that warmth. I don't know what all took place during that, but I think he healed me, because he did heal me. I'm still alive. He healed me, and I don't know what else all he did, and something changed me from the inside out. And and I just remember there was another scene. There was another quick scene that the Lord had showed me when I was in the hospital. There's a point in the hospital where I was in a dark place, and mentally and in pain, and my father's a physician. He's in the medical field also, and I'm trying to get the doctors to give me psych meds so I can not feel any more pain physically. I don't want to think anymore. I just don't want to. I was in such a dark place, and where was I? Show me that scene where I was there on the bed, and I could see myself on the bed, and there was an angel in the room crying. Well, not crying. We had tears. Yes, angel in the room, in the hospital room, with tears. And I think he just showed me that to let me know that he was there during that time, when I was in that dark moment. I'm sorry for crying, guys. As I'm telling you this, I'm reliving the emotions, and man, I had that experience, and then I'm not quite sure what happened after that. I kind of just dozed off, I guess. After that, I'm fully awake during this time. I wasn't asleep. This wasn't a dream. That's why, because I even the next day I woke up. I was like, did that really happen? But it did happen. I know it happened. I mean, but when I woke up the next morning, I thought about that, and I was like, man, I've ran through my mind so many times. Word for word, even with the word what he spoke to me. Not a word less, not a word more. That's exactly what he said. He said, I have a sense of humor too. Where do you think you got yours? But just the smile on Jesus alone is enough to change you. Man. That was salvation for me. That was salvation, healing, a miracle. That's the point where my life changed. And to see Jesus walk in your room, it'd be one thing if it was a dream. You could, if it was a dream, you could say this and that or whatever. But I was wide awake. I was wide awake for this. Man, just thinking about it now is just so powerful. But I woke up the next morning. I walked out on the porch. I looked around, and when they say brand new, I'm talking about brand new, because you look at the world with a different eyes, not your lost eyes. You're looking at the world through your saved eyes, and creation, God's creation, just looks different to you. The trees look different. The animals look different. people were even different. You know, I had to change my, had to totally change my mindset. You know, I know didn't look at females as objects of lust. You know, but I saw them as daughters of God. You know, just, I mean, I woke up a different person. And anybody that knows me from back in my partying days and back in my, you know, drinking and drugging and days, and you know, they know I'm not the same person. But man, I just wanted to get on here and share this with y'all. It's been on my heart for 2 years. The enemy has lied to me and put me in a procrastination mode, and just told me that what I already did was enough, or if I do it again, that, oh, you're just seeking attention. Yeah, I mean, oh, trust me, I'm not an attention seeker. I don't care about likes, or I don't care about a platform. I'm not trying to be known. I'm not trying to get a name. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. I just want y'all to know that Jesus is real, and that he can change your life too. You know, just because you find Jesus, or he finds you, or you accept him, doesn't mean your life is perfect. In fact, it doesn't mean your life is perfect, and it doesn't mean you don't go through things. Actually, the trials and the tribulations you go through strengthen you, and he uses those trials and tribulations to strengthen us and to teach us, you know, as we go from glory to glory. You know, and I mean, I've been in some situations where I had nothing but God to depend on, and you know what? I've been more, I mean, I'm not saying I don't struggle, but I've been more stable and more prosperous during this coronavirus and being handicapped by myself, nobody helping me out. You know, I've been in, life is just better. Life is just better with God. When you give it to God, you don't have to worry about it yourself. You know, I got bills, I got life's worries too, but you know, once you belong to him, you put it on the table and you leave it there, and he takes care of it. He makes a way. He makes a way for you to get through. There's sometimes I'm not even sure how I'm gonna pay my rent, and I pay my and it comes the craziest ways, you know, or just whatever my need is, you know, God will come through for you, and he will change your life. You know, this the real reason for this testimony, y'all, is to let y'all know that, you know, once this life is done, you know, I know we all have different views about it and everything, but once this life is done, really it's just starting. You know, you're either you're gonna spend eternity with God or without him, and but the only way you're gonna spend eternity with him is to know him. I don't care what religion you are. Religion's not going to get you to heaven. Religion's not going to get you into the kingdom. You have to know him. You want to go kicking in God's house, he's got to know you. You got to know him. Now, you can't know of him. You can't know of him through somebody else who's saved, or somebody else's oil, somebody else's mantle, whatever. You can't know him through somebody else. You got to know him for yourself. And once you know him for yourself, he'll guide you and he'll help you grow. And you'll realize that, man, if I would have found this, if I would have found Jesus in my teenage years, and I would have gone through half the stuff I went through. But, you know, well, I just want to let y'all know, man, that Jesus is real. He loves you. He loves you more than you can know. We can't even fathom how much he loves us, and he will change your life. You know, I think a lot of people pray and they're not, and they haven't received Christ, and they pray these prayers and don't hear nothing and stuff, and then they start to doubt, you know. But when you are His, when you belong to Christ, when you accept Him, all your prayers are answered. You might not get a yes every time, but all your prayers are answered. You don't have to worry about is God hearing you or if God's going to answer. You just have to wait on God's timing, because He will answer you if you belong to Him. But if you're not His, then yeah, you're on that gambling on. Did He hear me? Is He even real? Is He even listening? You know. So I want to thank y'all for taking the time to listen to my long testimony, and I love y'all. God bless you, and have a blessed day or evening, whatever it is.